All right, this is Brett, age 6, and he is going to share with you everything he knows about Benjamin Franklin. Are you ready, Brett?
Yes.
All right. Who was Benjamin Franklin?
He was an inventor.
Mm-hmm.
And he liked to write a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he worked in a print shop.
Mm-hmm. Whose print shop did he work in first?
His brother.
His brother's. Uh-huh. He was an apprentice there. Did he like being an apprentice?
No.
Think his brother was a little mean to him, maybe?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He ran away.
All right. Oh, wait. Where was he born at?
In Boston.
And where did he run away to?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. That was his home, wasn't it? So what did he do when he got to Philadelphia?
He had his pockets full of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very hungry.
Yeah.
So he bought 3 pieces of bread.
Uh-huh. And who saw him with his clothes in his pockets and his pieces of bread under his arm? The woman he would marry someday. Right? What was her name? Do you remember? This is a sidebar. Deborah Reed.
Deborah Reed.
Miss Debbie. Okay, so he got to Philadelphia and he got a job doing what again?
Doing print shop.
He worked for somebody else's print shop and eventually what?
He did so good that the cash cow came and bought the whole thing. The print shop to himself.
He bought the print shop, right. And then what was his cash cow? We'll think of it in a second. Once he bought the printer, he made a newspaper. What was his newspaper called?
The
Pennsylvania Gazette, right. That's one of the things he's very famous for. And the other thing that he wrote, and it's how he got rich, was Poor Richard's
Almanac.
What is an almanac?
Well, it is a book
Mm-hmm.
with a calendar. When to plant the crops
Mm-hmm.
and his best stockings.
His best talkings, his wise sayings, right?
Yes.
Ben's almanac was really good because he had funny things in them that people enjoyed reading about, besides just the weather and the seeds.
The weather report.
Mm-hmm. That was how people got their weather, wasn't it? Okay, what were some of his wise sayings? A penny
Saved is a penny earned.
Uh-huh.
And your favorite
Mm-hmm.
early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Very good. All right, so he made so much money selling the almanac. How many did he sell every year? Do you remember?
10,000.
10,000. That was the second most printed material other than the Bible, right? Each year he sold 10,000. And only the Bible sold more copies. And so that's how he made all of his money, right?
That was when the cash cow came.
Exactly. So after he did that for a number of years, he retired from printing. And then he had time to do what?
Fun time.
And what did Mr. Franklin think was really fun?
The lightning rod.
Science, right? He was very interested in electricity. Okay, so how did he get started with the electricity? Tell me about his most famous experiment.
The lightning rod.
Well, that was his invention. What was the experiment that he did?
Well, he flied his son's kite with a big nail.
He
So
put a nail
by
on the
that
top of the kite.
electricity.
He flew it. Did he fly it on a nice day?
No.
What did he fly it in?
A thunderstorm.
Oh, and what happened in the thunderstorm?
Thunder strike the key. And
The thunder struck the key?
no, the lightning.
Oh, the lightning struck the...
Metal
Uh-huh.
key.
No, it didn't strike the key. Remember,
The
he had the
nail.
nail at the top of the kite. And then
it
the
went
electricity...
down
Mm-hmm.
the string,
And into...
the key.
And then Benjamin Franklin...
Poked the key, and it shocked him. It made a little spark.
It made a spark. And that's how he knew that lightning...
Was electricity.
Yeah, people had thought that lightning was electricity before, but they had never proved it. Benjamin
and
Franklin...
They were right.
They were. He proved that that was right. Okay, so tell me more about lightning. Lightning was a problem because...
If it struck metal on a big building, it could burn down a house.
Because all the houses were made out of wood, right?
And then it could burn their neighbor's house, and then their neighbor's house, and then their neighbor's house.
It was a big problem, especially in a city like Philadelphia where they're close together, right? So what
And it could burn the whole neighborhood
That would be horrible.
on fire.
So tell me about the lightning rod. What did it do?
Well, if lightning struck a big metal thing,
They put it on top of the house, right? And they put a big rod on the house.
it would be it would strike this cable,
Mm-hmm.
and then all the electricity would go down the cable
And into...
the ground.
And what happens? It spreads out in the ground, right? It dissipates. It doesn't cause a big spark and make a fire. Okay? So that really helped people, right? And then what were some other things that he invented?
The Franklin chair.
What was the Franklin chair?
It was a chair that if you pulled the lever, it would turn into a ladder.
And why did he make it?
So he could reach his books.
So it's also called the library chair, right?
And it was kind of a secret.
It was not a secret. Okay, and then what else did he invent?
Franklin stove.
Yeah, that was a helpful one. And what about the what were the special glasses called? What were the glasses called? By
No glasses.
no glasses? No, they're called bifocals. What did they do?
They help people see perfect.
Yeah, both near when they were reading and far away, right? Okay. Tell me about his public service, right? You can skip over the part about the postmaster and the volunteer fire department. Tell me about how he helped our country.
Well,
He was appointed as the Pennsylvania representative to... What other country? What country were we kind of mad with? America had not separated from England yet, but we were having some problems, right? So Benjamin Franklin was appointed to go to England to talk to them about what?
the war.
Well, it wasn't a war yet. He was trying to make it not be a war, right? But England had done some things. England had done some things that made the Americans unhappy, right? What were the things that he'd done?
Well,
Like the stamp tax and what else? The Americans did something back. The Boston Tea Party, right? So he was over there with England trying to smooth things over and get them not to fight. But what did he realize? The King of England?
Did not like that.
No, he was pretty mad about the Boston Tea Party. And what was he going to do? Was he going to give in to the Americans? Was he going to listen to them? To the colonists? No, he was not. So Benjamin Franklin left England and went back to America. And what was happening?
The war.
The war was just breaking out. Exactly. And so Benjamin Franklin helped to draft what important document? They made a long list of all the things the king did that they did not think was right or fair. And they declared what?
That they should separate.
They should separate. And they wanted their own what? Independence. They declared independence, the Declaration of Independence. And Benjamin Franklin helped write it, right? Did he? Yes. Okay, so war with England has started. They declared their independence. And they were fighting and they were having some problems, right? And what did they need? What did they need so that they could continue the war with England? They needed to buy guns. They needed to pay the troops. What did they need?
They needed money.
Oh, yeah. And how are they going to get money?
Benjamin Franklin helped, actually.
He did help, actually. What did he do that got them some money?
You secretly...
He took a boat in secret all the way to...
Philadelphia.
Nope. He left Philadelphia and he made it to France. Yes! Okay, so the King of France agreed to help out the new Americans, right? The colonies that were banding together away from England. He gave them some money. And what did Benjamin Franklin do? He stayed there until the war was over. And then his old buddy, Thomas Jefferson, came over and they drafted the surrender from England that England had to sign. And then Benjamin Franklin finally got to go home, right? And how old was he? Do you remember? He was old. 81 when he finally got back to Philadelphia. 81. I know, that's really old. But was his work done? Nope, because now they were writing, okay, they have all the new states, they're independent, but they want to join together. And they're trying to figure out what are going to be the laws. How are we going to run this new country? So what did they need? The...
Crown.
Not a crown. No crowns in America. The Constitution, right? And Ben Franklin had a very important idea for the Constitution because they were having trouble passing it, right? He suggested 2 parts to the Congress, right? Do you remember what they were? There are 100 senators, right? And then, what's the other part? We have a lot more than 100. State representatives.
State representatives.
And each state gets 2 senators.
2 senators.
And as many congressmen, representatives as their population, right? Right. So if you're a little state and you don't have much population, you might only have 1 representative, but you still get 2 senators. But if you're a big state like Texas, you still only get 2 senators, but you'll have a lot of representatives, right? And that way it balances if you're a little state or a big state. Okay. Anything else you want to say about Benjamin Franklin? Was he a cool guy? Did you like learning about him? What was your favorite thing? What was your favorite thing to learn about Benjamin Franklin?
The lightning rod.
The lightning rod. That was a pretty cool experiment, wasn't it? You're not going to try that, are you?
Nope.
Okay, good. The end.